Canada is often viewed as one of the countries with the most social acceptance of queer people. Yet queer Canadians face discrimination in all aspects of their lives, at school, at work, and throughout the healthcare systems. Queer Canadians who also hold other marginalized identities face compounded discrimination. So why is this happening in a country with the most social acceptance of queer people? As a queer researcher and counselor in training, a theory that helps answer this question argues that it's the marginalization of queer identities that results in discrimination. In Canada, there's an underlying societal assumption that everyone identifies as heterosexual or cisgender, and those who don't fit this mold are seen as abnormal or lesser than. This can lead to queerphobia, which is a hatred or fear of queer people, and this can lead to violence and discrimination. Given these challenges, it's not surprising that queer people access counseling more often than our heterosexual or cisgender peers. And yet, discrimination's everywhere, right? So it can also manifest in the counseling relationship. In the extreme, this can look like a counselor's efforts to actually try to change a queer person's identity. But more typically, it's nuanced, unintentional. It's things like microaggressions, a general lack of understanding, or assuming a queer person's identity is the cause of their problems. To help ensure this doesn't occur, a queer affirming and competent approach is required. The largest counseling association in Canada, the CCPA, directs its members to refer to practice guidelines while working towards competency. Yet it's been totally silent on practice guidelines for queer clients. In this silence, counselors may turn to American practice guidelines. However, significant differences in Canadian and American political and cultural contexts make this a tenuous and ill-fitted solution. Canadian practice guidelines informed by Canadian research is an ethical imperative. My thesis study aims to contribute to the research needed to help guide Canadian counseling associations in developing practice guidelines. Through a qualitative research method, I'll gather a rich tapestry of client stories of what they found to be affirming and non-affirming in counseling. And I'll then analyze these in relation to existing research and practice guidelines on queer affirming approaches. My goal with this study is to help develop a more nuanced understanding from the lived experiences of queer clients within a Canadian context. And my ultimate hope is that the voices, experiences, and expressions of needs of queer clients themselves can be taken up as guidance for those doing the work of helping. Thank you.